Welcome back to another episode of Surprise Mama,
where we talk about the shit they don't tell you.
Welcome to the Surprise Momma podcast,
where we talk about shit they don't tell you. I'm Molly.
And I'm Ashley. I was just telling Molly that I have like sometimes when after I take a shower, I put my towel like on the kitchen chair just because I don't feel like going back upstairs. And the other day, I found Cheerios all over it because my daughter had, I don't know.
Was it like, did the Cheerios stick to it?
Okay, you haven't gotten to
were
the
they
phase
just
yet.
resting?
Okay,
No, I have not reached this
They were
phase.
stuck because her hands are sticky. And then the Cheerios get sticky, and then they get stuck to the... She walked into either daycare or my parents' house the other day with Cheerios on the front of her, and then she got out of the car seat, and they were also on her butt. They stick
Classic.
everything.
Cheerios do get really sticky. My daughter, though, like, she's weird about food where, like, if something is sticking to her, she literally whips her hand. She's like, like, she'll hit it on the side of her chair. She's like, get this off of me.
You might just find Cheerios, like, around your house then.
No, I'm stepping on them.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, at the dining room table, I'll sit down and I'll just hear.
That's why you need a dog. Let me tell you, if you have a dog.
I can't handle a dog right now.
Oh, man, our floors are pristine because of our dogs.
Yeah. Maybe.
Anywho, I don't know.
Add that in. But like, yeah, we started talking about that because I was like, man, there was this cute blue shirt I was going to wear. But then like, I'm literally leaving my house and I'm like, there's like milk on it, food, like it's like the drool. There's like a dried puddle of drool. I was like, think I'll wear a different shirt.
Right. I mean, it's like the classic mom. You have to make.
I almost wore it just to show.
You should
that
have.
I'm a real person.
I mean, it's there are shirts that I don't think I wear anymore because too much.
Like it shows too much.
Well,
I've started wearing less black because
it
really just shows the evidence of drool and whatever. Yeah. So anyhow.
Also Molly was telling me that she just got back from vacation. Yeah. Super fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it also, on vacation, what'd you do, Molly?
Well, we did a lot of fun things. But I finished pumping, and I had my last nursing session with my daughter, which is...
bittersweet. Very bittersweet.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's weird. Like, I felt very free because I wasn't pumping anymore. So that felt great because... when you're not really producing as much or when you're not feeding your child as frequently, it really just can feel like a drag. Right. But it was weird because even when I finished nursing her and I knew that like things were winding down and I knew she was just ready. Like,
right.
You know, she let me know. But I still like for the past week, not today, not like this weekend, but last week when we came back from vacation, I still had the instinct to nurse her. And like all of a sudden this tool that's been in my tool bag for 11 months is like gone. Right. So like my kid's upset. I'm like, I can't solve this the way that I used to. Like we have to negotiate.
Right.
Like so it's weird. Like, but it's nice. Like we're adjusting. We've adjusted and it's kind of exciting. Yeah. Like she's growing up.
Yeah. And you have a little more freedom now.
I do. I'm not like I was talking to a friend about this and I was like, I don't know how to explain it. But for 11 months, like let's just call it a full year. Actually, it was 11 and a half months.
Yeah.
Like for a full year, I was on the clock.
Right.
Okay. Like on the clock, pumping, feeding, what have you. Like I don't think that I have fully adjusted to that because last week when I went back to work,
I was going to ask you,
I'm like in my office and I'm like, what time is it? Oh my God. And then I'm like, wait, okay, I don't have to pump.
Right.
And all of a sudden I'm like, what do I do with myself? Like I used to pump in my office because I would just like keep working because you kind of get to a point where you're not sad anymore. Right. Like I'm bored and I just like need to while I'm typing away. So I just like couldn't handle it anymore. But anyways, yeah, I digress. So yeah, I feel free.
Yeah.
I feel good. I think she feels good.
Right.
And we're doing well.
Yeah, it's good for her.
But yeah, really wild to be just like suddenly done.
Yeah.
Although it was like ramping up. Like
Right. I mean,
I knew it was coming.
you were producing less. You were like, it was.
And I knew that it's not like she was getting everything she needed from me. It was like I was supplementing with a bottle.
Right.
It was kind of complicated and it was frustrating feeding now. So we're done.
At that point, it was just kind of like, it seemed, it was natural. That's great.
It was. And I just,
welcome.
she let us know. And I was like, it's okay, Ryan. I handed her to
Right.
him and I was like, she's done.
Aww.
And it's okay. But like the morning before that, we had like a good nursing session. And like the month leading up to that, I was like, every time I nursed her, I was like really present because I was like, this might be the last time.
Right.
This is probably the last time. Every single time. So it was, and we were on vacation. So we were like so chill. And it was really sweet.
Aww.
But yeah, it's done. My baby's all done with that.
Oh.
I know. She's going to be on whole milk soon.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Can we talk about that transition sometime?
Yeah, we can.
Like I'm very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
With the whole milk transition.
I also think that you're overthinking it, but yeah.
I probably, well, duh.
It's me. I don't think it was like that.
I'm definitely overthinking it. Yeah. You know.
I just put it in a bottle of milk.
What do I not overthink?
Right. True.
Yeah. But everyone's like, you should transition them off the bottle into the sippy cup. And I'm like, well,
girl,
what if she doesn't like the sippy cup?
We did both.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm just going to do a fusion.
Also, she didn't like milk, so problem solved.
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me.
She had water, though. And then,
Yeah. My daughter loves water.
Which is, like, actually really good.
Yeah, she, like, chugs it.
Because we
like, I actually have to, like, no, we're not doing
like, we only did water, and we're like, you can have water or milk, and that is it.
Yeah. No, you don't need juice.
No.
You don't need all that additional sugar.
I don't even drink juice. I don't, it's not good.
No, it's
I
not
don't think it tastes good.
It's really sweet.
I know, it's
like
fine.
even
Fine.
orange juice, I feel like I'm gonna get canker sore. Every
Ooh,
time
I only like orange juice. One, if it has champagne in it, or if it is like highly pulp, like high
or
pulp.
like fresh squeezed.
Yes,
like literally.
like
fresh.
I want it to be like I'm actually eating an
like
orange.
like hand me a mimosa and like put me on the beach.
Really want a mimosa now.
Although I don't think mimosas and beach really mix, do they?
No, I think mimosa is more like
I'm like Coco Loco on the beach.
right. I feel like you want something like coconutty,
Yeah.
rummy.
Yeah. Oh my god. What? You have to. Okay. Sorry. Sorry.
Actual
We need to talk about the actual topic.
Our
We're 8
actual-
minutes in. And we're like,
topic tonight is not anything that we have already discussed.
I mean, naturally. So, we're gonna talk about baby registries tonight. Yeah, we've chatted about this numerous times.
We both made them.
Yeah, we both made them. So yeah. Why don't we just start by talking about like the methods of registry?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Is that everything we wanted to cover though? Like
I think
about this?
so.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
yeah. The reason we're talking about it is like there's so many ways to do a registry.
Right.
And you don't have to do one. And if you're not having a shower, do you do it? Like that's kind of why.
And there isn't like a right or wrong way. It's just maybe there's a more convenient way of doing it.
Yeah.
Or like
or like things that you register for.
Right.
Like, we're gonna chat about that.
Oh,
too,
100%.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So how did you register for your shower? Do you remember?
Gosh. Okay. I think we definitely did Amazon
Okay, yeah.
and
Of course.
Target.
Nice.
I think we did Amazon and Target. The thing is,
Did you use a hub? Like, you know how people can like
No, I didn't even know those were a thing. I had no idea.
Okay.
Until like my other friends sent me stuff like their baby registries and it was like
You're
baby
like, wow,
list.
this is all in one
So
place.
confused.
Yeah, see, I used Baby List. But like there's pros and cons to that too.
But I don't understand how Baby List works. Is it like you go on Baby List and then from Baby List you make your Amazon and Target? Or is it...
Yeah, so what I did is I registered at the individual stores.
Okay.
Because there's like bonuses and benefits to doing that. Like if you hit a certain threshold that's ordered like off your registry, which you're more likely to do if you don't do like a different route.
Right.
Like a hub, like Baby List. But I did it at the individual stores because it makes returns easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you do is you create the Baby List account, and it has these features where you basically just copy and paste a link from like Amazon or Target or
okay.
what have you. And it just, what it does is it just creates like this one page with these different not topics, but like categories of stuff like like feeding or diapering, etc.
Yeah.
And it will just like open the link. And if you want to like tell them which store you got it from or say who it's from, like it just kind of collects all the information.
Okay.
Which was super awesome.
Right.
Like it kind of kept all my stuff in one place.
Yeah.
But it did create like issues with returns or if we got duplicates because I don't know if this happens to other people, but maybe it's because I registered at those individual stores. But like I would get duplicates because someone would be like, oh, I'm going to, like I had people who weren't necessarily invited to my shower. They just were like a colleague or something.
Right.
And they're like, oh, I bet she's registered on Amazon. And they would go to Amazon and be like, oh, Molly does have a registry. And they would get me stuff off it, which is so amazing.
Right.
They like literally didn't need to do that. But then someone from my shower would get me that because it wasn't marked as off of my baby list.
Yeah.
So someone wasn't like, I purchased that off baby list. So I kind of got duplicates of certain things. Does that make sense?
I don't understand why it doesn't.
I think
just
the way I'm
take,
explaining it is really complicated, but
like, why doesn't it just take your Amazon list and
it should compute it? It like
Right.
you wish that it would just feed it into
Right.
that, but it doesn't. You have to like, or maybe it does, and I'm just like an idiot. I like manually linked everything,
okay,
which isn't like that crazy.
No.
I mean, it's not like I had 300 things on my registry. I tried to
Right.
keep it pretty succinct,
Yeah.
you know, and like simple.
See, this is why I didn't use one of those because
Well, that's
I feel like I would
me.
just be so confused.
That's so me to be like, I'm gonna figure this out and make it perfect.
Right.
You're like, no, this is efficient. Let's do that. That's like your personality. You're like gonna go for the efficiency.
Well, and I think maybe baby list is good if you're going to use like I use 2 stores, but if you're gonna use like multiple,
I use like 3 or 4.
right? Maybe
of,
that
like,
would be a little bit
Yeah,
easier.
certain products, like
Right. If you like, if there's something like, I didn't need anything very specific.
Okay.
Like from like one or you know what I'm saying. Like it just
Yeah, that makes sense. Like that's kind of nice.
Right.
Yeah. But okay, so that's nice. Like there's really a lot of ways to pursue this.
Right.
And like some people just do it all in one place.
right.
And if you do that, like if you did everything on Amazon, let's say, then you would hit like certain
Right.
benefits, right? And you get like
Maybe it sent you a little package.
yeah,
It's really
I
kinda
didn't get
cute.
that, but because I didn't really need it. But like, it was amazing because after you've like had your baby shower or whatever, you can still add things to your
Yeah.
registry and then buy them for yourself, and you get like a discount.
I think it was like 15%.
Yeah, 15%
Kinda
off.
nice.
And then Baby List, honestly, like I got a lot of discounts through that too, which
Oh.
was super nice.
Okay.
And then Target does the same thing.
Yeah.
So you kind of just play the system,
Right.
people, you know.
But like it is kind of nice having it at least at 2 different places like Amazon or Target or because
Variation.
that like there were some things on that I wanted that were not on Amazon.
Mm.
Or like there were some things that I wanted that like wasn't at Target. So I mean, I can't think of anything specific right now, but
Yeah.
like I just know that there were some things that you kind of had to diversify. So
No, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's
but if you want everything from Target or everything from Amazon or everything from one store, that's
Yeah.
fine too.
yeah, like I think I did Nordstrom and for like
Classy.
certain gear like
Right.
I wanted from there. Yeah. But anywho, I think okay, what was the other thing? Like unstated or like less obvious reasons that are beneficial for like creating a registry, right?
Yeah.
So I've had some people say to me like, "Oh, well, I'm not planning to have a baby shower, so like I didn't create a registry." Or they didn't have a baby shower, but they still created a registry. And I'm of the camp where I'm like, I think that no matter what your plan is,
Yeah.
like I didn't know if someone was going to offer to host and throw a baby shower for me, but I was still creating a registry because I wanted to like create a list of like, here's all the shit that we need. Because it's
Yeah.
like, you literally just don't know. Like when it's your first
Right.
kid, you're like, oh yeah, like we'll need like basic stuff. But then you start researching and you realize, oh, actually there's like a couple additional things
Right.
that we
Yeah.
need and are going to like have to
Yeah.
get. So it helps you kind of plan, especially if you don't expect a lot of support or
Right.
something. Like if you're in that situation, which I had like anticipated, but then like a village of people like
Right.
kind of came
Right.
in and like were so generous. But like I remember kind of like it almost I was like budgeting where I was like, Ryan,
Yeah.
here is like what I think we're gonna need, and we're gonna have to start like
Right.
kind of deliberately saving for like
Stuff like
these
it's like
things.
you're gonna need a stroller. You're gonna need a crib. Like there are just things that you need, and there's things that you put on your list where you're like, somebody gets this
Like
for me.
maybe, yeah, and like
Cool, but
like great. But I tried to not really do stuff.
I don't
like
think
that.
we
like. I think
really
I
had
kept
any.
things like the things that I wanted to get for our daughter that I was like, I didn't register for any clothing items. The only
Oh, we
clothing item
didn't
I did
either.
was like this really warm sleep sack
Yeah.
that she used all winter.
Right.
It was amazing. It was like super.
Because people will just a lot of times people just give you clothes.
They'll
just
get
give
you clothes regardless because it's cute and fun.
Right. And
Yeah.
like we borrowed clothes from like we just got clothes from people.
Mhm,
Especially people who were like, "Oh, I'm not going to have any more kids. Here's all my
hand me down.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, it's like
dude, they
thank you.
wear them once sometimes and then they get poop all over it and you have to throw it away. So it's like why I didn't want to buy a bunch of new clothes or have a bunch of new clothes because I just didn't care that much.
exactly. And like clothes are one of those things. There's such a surplus of them.
Right.
Like I would suggest like not really registering for
Right.
clothing items, because what you want to do is you want to capitalize
Right. Oh, 100%.
your registry on things that you truly need.
Right.
Like that you don't want to spend money
Right.
on. Like we bought all her furniture. Okay. We bought all our daughter's
Okay.
furniture because I was like, I don't want there to be a surplus of this on the registry. We can afford the furniture, and some of it we got like secondhand. which we'll talk
Yeah.
about. But I was like, I really would like help with these other things. That,
Yeah.
like they're smaller items, but some of them are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Or like a group item. Like that's the other thing with
Oh, I was
baby
just gonna
list.
say that.
That's the other thing with
Well, you
baby
do that with
list
Amazon.
is like, oh, you can do that with Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like create like a group item where you're like, I really want this, but it's expensive.
Right.
And then like a couple people can
Yeah, like on
Yeah, buddy up
Amazon,
and get it.
you can like somebody can put like $50 towards
That's
whatever. You know, they can put like an X amount of money towards. Because I like unlike you, we did put like her crib on there, her stroller on there,
Nice.
because we didn't expect one person to necessarily buy it for us.
yeah.
And people like did those amounts or something, and in the end, we had to get that stuff regardless. And so we were like, if somebody gets it for us, great.
Yeah.
If not, like we'll just buy it. It's
Yeah.
fine. But
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. But it is nice having a lot of like little things on there as well, especially if you have friends who like want to contribute, but they don't have like a ton of money or something, like want to support you. Having like the smaller items on there is nice just because then
I would
like,
say
it
it's
still, like, support
necessary.
you. Yeah.
I would say it's necessary because like you're gonna have a range. If you have a baby shower, you're gonna have a range of people there, and you want to create an environment and space that supports them supporting you. You know
Also,
what I
if
mean?
people
Like,
don't get you something, that is also totally fine.
honestly,
like-
okay, so I actually had a few friends that gave me so much stuff, which I also didn't anticipate. And I like begged them. I was like, please don't get me a shower gift. They still did. And I was like, you
Right.
didn't have to spend money on me. Like you already gifted us so
Right.
much. But, like we just didn't anticipate anything.
Right.
And then we were like super blessed and like lucky to
Right.
get it. So it was
Right.
sweet. Yeah.
Okay, we did want to talk about one thing I had a really, really, really hard time with was knowing what to put on my list.
Yes.
As a new mom, I like didn't know that much about
What are you
babies.
putting on your list?
My husband was like, Ashley, we have to start putting our list together. And I was like, I got it, don't worry. And then I sat down to put it together and I was like, I don't even know where to start. So I texted like
So did I.
4 friends who had recently had kids. And I was like, what did you have on your list? What was like,
What was helpful and what was not?
yeah, what did you end up using? What did you not end up using? And it was so helpful. And I myself have sent my list to multiple people.
I've had friends use mine.
Right.
Yeah. Because like you need a reference point. You need
Right,
something to
right.
bounce off of. And like if you haven't had friends who have had kids recently,
Right.
it's like really hard. I'm so crazy. You're going to laugh at this, but I literally created a Google Doc
That's good.
and I shared it with one of my friends. And it was like this just, rough list where I was
Right.
like, and I got it from all these blogs that I read. naturally.
Classic. Yep.
Classic of me. And I was like, hey, can you look at this and like highlight the stuff you think I don't need?
Oh.
She went through it like super quick and she was like, yeah, you don't need these things.
Right.
Or you probably want more of XYZ.
Right.
And that was so helpful. You just share the Google Doc.
Right.
I was like, I'm so glad I did that. And then as you research or like you're adding stuff, you kind of start to get an imagination and you're like piecing together the aesthetic of like maybe the nursery and like, yeah, you just don't know your child's personality yet. So you're literally projecting it.
Well, and it's just like, and that is true.
It's not just gear. It's like there's other decorative items involved.
But I think the biggest advice somebody gave me was get more bed sheets than you think you need. I think we had one on the registry and they were like,
not enough. No, we have 3.
I think we have 3
and
or
we
4.
have 2 mattress protective covers, which we've made it with those. It's just like if one of those is dirty, I know the house rules are if the mattress protector pad is dirty, that has to get washed like immediately because like
the other one could get dirty
or something like, and then you just don't have one.
Right. But things like that, things like
washcloths, bibs.
Yes.
I've told people I'm like double the amount of bibs you're
right.
They're like literally gonna drool more than you could ever imagine.
we we'll talk about this too. I borrowed a bassinet because I was like, I don't want to put a bassinet on a registry I'm going to use for maybe 2 months.
Yep.
But we got that from a friend. And then I bought like 3 or 4 of the bassinet sheets also.
Perfect.
Because they also, So things like that, like anything that they're going to sleep in, even like sleep sacks. We had a lot of sleep sacks because
you gave me extras.
I did.
Remember?
Yeah, I did.
Because our daughter was just like spitting up on everything.
They spit up
smells. It smells bad.
Right.
Like when they're young, it stinks.
Right.
But yeah, I did the same exact thing, and I think maybe it was you that gave me that idea because I might have asked you what do I do, what do I don't, and I think I got the idea from you to like borrow a bassinet.
Oh yeah.
And then one of my friends, one of our neighbor, they're like in our neighborhood. She like lent me the bassinet. She lent me a couple other like chair type like things.
Yeah.
Because you also don't know what your baby's gonna like. So I would say it's not worth buying baby gear like things that are gonna hold them or that they're gonna sit in, or a bassinet. Like if you can, or if you're comfortable with it, you might be like, no, I have the means, and you're like, I'll get it new. It's fine. Or if you're like, I know I'm going to have multiple kids.
Yeah.
It's fine. But like, I would say borrow stuff like that.
1000%.
Because it crowds your house.
Yes.
And you don't know if your kid's going to like it. It's expensive.
Yep.
And you're not going to use it for a super long time.
None of it.
Those things we used for a couple months, and then I got to give them back to my friend.
Yes.
Who's also going to use them again.
Yes.
And I was like, awesome. This is amazing.
Well, it's like, the bouncy thing that goes like this.
Yes, like the chair.
Or like the swingy thing.
Yeah.
I borrowed both those too because you're right. Like, you don't know if your kid's going to like it. And we use both of them an unbelievable amount.
Oh, we only used one of them.
For like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. My daughter did not like the electric one.
Oh,
we would
really?
put her in it. I thought it was going to be magical. We would put her in it. She would just scream.
And you're like,
she was like,
like just
did not like it. So you just, you really just don't know. You're like, that looks heavenly.
Right.
But you put your baby in it and they might be freaked out. I don't know.
But then we bought our crib new because we got one of the ones that are like,
convertible.
Yeah, like goes to like a toddler bed. And we're like, okay, she's going to use this for freaking, I don't even know how long. We'll just buy it new because we could buy it used, but we're just going to.
Yeah.
But you said you bought yours used.
The crib we bought used off like Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Okay, it was like really gently used, super nice crib. Like I got a screaming deal on this thing.
Right.
But what it didn't come with is the convertible front. But I can buy that.
Right.
You know, because the company, it's like Baby Leto. It's like the Baby Leto cribs. But we bought her dresser new, and there's like, and the chair, like the chair I got off an auction website, but it's like also a Baby Leto chair, like retails for like $1,000, but I got it for like 400.
Yeah.
You know, so there's just like, I like to bargain a bit.
Right.
So like I was willing to like put in the time to do that. And I wanted nice things in her
No,
nursery
it's
because I was
fair,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna sit in this chair for thousands of hours.
Yeah.
Like I wanted it
Right.
to be comfortable.
Mhm.
It has like electric recline and all
We
that.
end up getting a chair for her room.
Well,
my daughter's
I think
room.
it depends. Like that's also one of those things where it's like
We didn't
some
know if we
people
were
do or
going
don't.
to. Yeah.
I knew that I was gonna spend a lot of time in there,
Right.
Because I wanted to.
Right.
I had planned to like nurse her in there or just like play with her in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I spent a significant amount of time
Mm-hmm.
in our daughter's nursery. And honestly, I still kind of do. But so the chair is worth it. But like, not everybody gets that. Not everybody needs it.
Right.
It just depends. Like, you might have a different space in your home where you're going to plan to feed your child and like kind of like do that activity.
Right. Well, and I'm glad we didn't get a nice chair because since I didn't end up breastfeeding. You know, like I just
True.
wouldn't have spent as much time. We just didn't
True.
spend a ton of time. I mean, obviously we bottle fed her, but it's just different. I don't know.
Every baby's different. Like sometimes it's good to bottle feed your baby in like different spaces,
Right. We were all
Because it
in the house
doesn't
with
like
her.
it doesn't like train them to be like this is
Right,
the only place I
right.
eat. Like there's benefits to that,
Right.
Like our daughter, she was like, no, this is the chair.
She's like, no, I like this
But
chair.
now she's way more
Mhm.
flexible nowadays. So
I'm trying to think what else is like.
yeah, like I would say that like certain things like most people would say it's not a preference, it's a necessity to get like a car seat new.
Yeah.
I think it depends on like has the car seat been in an accident?
Right.
And where are you sourcing it from?
Yeah.
And is it within the warranty window still?
Mhm.
Even if you don't have the warranty for it, you can still like find out and register for one, you know,
Right.
or buy one. So things like that, like certain safety things, I would say you want to make sure the bassinet that they're in is
Yes.
the bassinet, the car seat, certain things that are like that could be life threatening.
Right.
You want to make sure those are within like the warranty manufacturing
Yeah.
window, right? And that there's no like recalls on them.
Yeah. The one
Do
thing
your research on that.
that is kind of nice about buying, like, we bought the car seat that we got went with the stroller we got.
Convertible.
And so,
Yes, that's
like,
what you
again,
want.
we could have gotten them used. However, it is more difficult finding the combination used.
Yep.
So
Got the whole system.
we did, which
What
made
brand
it
did
so
you get?
nice. I do not remember.
Like the stroller brand?
I don't remember.
Was it like oh, okay.
It's a common brand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember though, because we got that. Like we got the car seat, we got the stroller, and then we had to buy an extra car seat because we have two cars.
Yeah.
And those bases are we only had one car seat but two bases, and those bases are freaking expensive. They're like
Bases-
$100.
We got the Nuna Pippa car seat.
Okay.
It's like we love it. It's a really nice brand, but the bases, yeah, they're expensive. So honestly, like the bases we got used.
Right.
I was like, we need two of them.
Right.
Like they're $200 a piece.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really want to spend $400 on bases.
No,
you know?
because my parents were like, "Oh, maybe we'll get a base," and I said, "Just no, just wait till she's actually in a different, like a car seat, like a toddler car seat. Then we can get you
upright.
one
I
because
know,
that will
our
last
daughter-
you for years and not just the."
I know. Our daughter is probably gonna switch to like the upright.
Oh, it's nice, yeah.
Or what do they call it? Like
Just car seat,
yeah, just like the normal,
right?
not the infant car seat.
No,
Like
no,
she's
yeah.
she's probably ready to graduate. Like she's pretty long, like she's tall, but
Right.
she's also like
Oh, we
over-
kept our daughter in the car seat,
Yeah.
like the baby one, until 18 months.
Whoa, is she? But
She was short.
She's shorter. Yeah,
She's short.
Our daughter, like her feet are hitting the back
Right,
seat
yeah.
already, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
and I can just hear her
Oh, yeah.
screeching, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but I have leather seats, so her little sweaty feet are like.
like it's like sliding down.
But yeah, I think that like the system that you use for car
Yeah.
seat, if it can adapt into the strollers you're using,
Oh man,
it's amazing.
game changing, and not just amazing. It is a game changer.
Yeah, and I will say the stroller system we used is not the same as the brand of car seat that we got.
Oh,
We
okay.
just bought the adapters.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
both strollers. that we
Right.
used.
Yeah.
Another thing I will say is I didn't register for this, but I wish I had. I got running, like a jogging,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the bob. I have the bob, but then later down the road, I ended up getting like a smaller
Oh.
stroller because that one just lives in the back of my car.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's been wildly handy,
Yeah.
but oh my God, you don't want to just like bring a huge like jogging stroller with you everywhere. I mean, those things are
we have 2 strollers. We have the
yeah.
original one that we got that had the convertible for the car seat, and then we did end up buying a jogging stroller because I run.
Yep.
And I will say a jogging stroller is significantly better. It's so much smoother.
Dude, it's such a smoother ride for
It
the
is.
kids. Like,
when we got the jogging
Cadillac, it's the Cadillac strollers.
It's you can push it with one hand and it like maneuvers like butter. It's amazing.
It's so nice.
But
like,
they
I
are
wish
big.
I could ride in it. I know.
And they're heavy and they are more difficult to put in your car. My friend is borrowing my like other stroller.
Like your street stroller.
Yes,
your
but
city stroller. That's what they
only have the jogger. So whenever I'm putting it in my car, I look like an idiot. I'm like shoving
But
it
I
in
will
there.
say those things, the cool thing about them, because they're all one piece.
Yes.
I get that thing out and I just go.
Oh yeah, you feel amazing.
I feel like a badass cowboy. Yeah. No, cowgirl. What is it? I don't know. I'm just like,
it
and
is like
opens up. It's magic.
But they are.
They're more expensive.
We also did not register for our jogging stroller.
That was one of the bigger things we did.
I wish we had.
They're a couple $100.
We like got it on sale, and I had like a gift card to REI, and we like got it. But I was like shocked how expensive it was.
Yeah, I think the Bob like retails for a couple $100.
Oh yeah.
But here's what I'm gonna say. Okay, again, it's preference.
Right.
You can get it new, but like. Seriously, there is such a surplus of baby stuff. Like if you go on Facebook Marketplace and you type in Bob's stroller or like jogging stroller, you will see 17 of them pop up in your immediate radius, and they'll be like $50. And all they need is to get hosed down, a little bit of love, and literally good as new. Your kid's just gonna like crush Cheerios and throw up in it anyway.
We also thought about getting the jogging stroller used, but the issue was I run a lot.
Well,
I knew like we
run with your child.
We knew we were going to use it a lot.
Yeah, like
I was like, I don't really want to buy a used one.
But that's what I'm saying. It's preference, and for what makes sense for your situation. Right. Not everything makes sense. Used.
Right.
Yeah. If you're like, we're gonna wear the shit out of this.
Right. I'm like,
get it new.
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't. That doesn't always make sense.
No.
Yeah. But if you're like, man, I'm on a budget, like,
there are so many.
Go to Once Upon a Child for children's clothing and toys. Use Facebook Marketplace, like
ask around
deals. There's
ask
like
around.
all these websites that also curate like used baby products that are like a quarter of the cost.
Right.
Like there are ways to make it work.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It is. Or just ask I asked a lot of friends, I'm like, hey, are you still using this thing?
Mm-hmm. Or borrow again where it makes sense. So okay, I'm like having a hard time like remembering, but are there items that you registered for that you absolutely used, or is there like something that stands out that like you registered for, got, and just like didn't use?
Well, I'll say the one thing that I registered, got, didn't use at all was like anything related to breastfeeding, just because I couldn't.
Yeah.
And that was more like a situational thing, not like a this product sucks
like
sort of thing. Right.
Yeah.
Man, actually, I'm trying to think about, was there anything that I got that I didn't really
Oh, you know what? I
use?
remember one thing that we
What?
didn't use ever once.
What?
Well, actually, I used it. Okay. Oh, shoot. Actually, never mind.
Are you using it right now?
We used it in the dead of winter. So there's these. Hold on. Let me just explain. You can buy these like covers that go over a car seat,
We use them.
right? Or you can use it if you're like breastfeeding or
Right.
the one I got, like, what I realized is that if you cover up your child, like in the summertime, for instance,
Oh, yeah.
it's like over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't want to cover their car seat for any prolonged
Right.
period. Like, if you need to do it for like a minute because they're in the direct sun, like, okay. But like, you don't want to do that. Like, if you put
Right.
a thermometer in there,
boiling.
it would register as like 110 degrees.
Yeah.
Like the heat traps in those car seats. Like literally a car seat is considered like another layer of clothing.
Right.
If you really think about it. It's gonna breathe, but not a ton. So I didn't use it, and I was like, crap, I don't know why I registered for this. This is dumb. But then as I was about to say it, I remembered in the dead ass of winter,
yeah.
when it was like negative whatever, and it was so cold.
Yeah.
I'd be bringing my daughter into daycare. She was still small enough
Yeah.
that I would carry in the car seat with her. Like just, waddling in because it's so awkward to carry those.
They're so.
But I would cover her with that.
Yeah.
Because it was so, like, literally, like, it was so cold outside that it was, like, hurting our skin.
See,
So I did use it.
we had one of those too, but my daughter was
Super
also
nice.
born in January. So we used it literally
All the time.
for like 2 months straight.
Yep.
It was just lived on her
Pretty
car
clutch.
seat.
And they're, like, there's, like, an opening at the handle.
you're just like,
so, like,
hello.
our daughter could still look up and be like, huh?
Right.
We're like, we're still here.
So, okay, I guess there are things that, like this is a very specific thing,
Yeah.
where if you're going to have a summer baby versus a winter baby, maybe it just doesn't make sense for you to get it.
Yeah, I guess that's something I would add. Like, ask your friends what they used seasonally, based like and
Yeah.
use that knowledge and information as you're kind of planning for the timeline of when your child's gonna be born.
Right.
Because like my daughter was born in April, and so
Mhm.
like she was spring, and I expected it to be a little bit cooler, but like honestly, we had a really hot spring and a really hot summer. And so
Yeah.
we didn't spend like a ton of time outside. It's not like we were
Right.
in the sun,
Right.
She wasn't even 6 months. Like,
True.
like we had to be careful.
Right.
So I would say like try to aim for seasonal stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
And
I'm-
like if you are going to have a child that's born in the winter, what I would suggest is like registering for like a really warm sleep sack, because
Oh, 100%.
like I mentioned earlier, that was one thing that we have used.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we used it like every night. Like if she threw up on it or like got, like spit up on it, we would just wash it
Right.
the next day and then use it because it
Especially,
was so nice.
like, our-
and
same
it kept
thing
her
as
warm. We live in an old house.
Yeah, our
our
house,
house
like-
is cold.
Her room is pretty cold in the winter. And so we
Mhm.
were just like laying her up where we could, put the sleep sacks on there.
I know. That's all you can do.
I know.
So I don't know. There's like, I'm going to think of, you know what? I registered for all of these sippy cups. And like, again, you don't know what your child's going to
Right.
like. I think that like you can register for maybe like 3 different cups.
Right.
I got like 2 of each. And she will eventually use that stuff. But like we have so much of that.
Right.
And we really,
And you have so much space.
yeah. Yeah. And we haven't like utilized those as much,
Right.
but there's like a couple that she really loves.
So it's just fun. Yeah.
But-
Figuring out what.
But you're also like, it's hard to plan how far ahead you register too. Like,
yeah.
do I register for like when they're a toddler? Like, do I get sippy cups? Do I
Right.
do like, it's hard to know what to do.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
And I think I did like, I sprinkled that in, but I mainly did stuff where I was like, this is going to like help us start our lives with
Yeah.
our daughter. And more like functional stuff
That
than
is what-
like, and like, oh, we can buy dishes in the future.
Right.
Like,
It's like we bought,
Yeah.
there was things like after, she was 4 months old. We were like we got this, like the
the
table
skip
now,
hop.
the skip
See,
hop.
Our daughter has the same one.
But
now.
we like,
yeah.
I'm like, I wish I had registered for the skip hop because it would have been on a registry, but we got it, ourselves. But it was like,
Yeah.
this is like, we have used this so much, still using it. Clearly it's covered in crayon. And so I'm like, so there's things like that. You just don't really know.
You don't.
Okay, I've been thinking about this. Weirdly, the one thing that we barely used was our high chair. Because, she probably started using the high chair at like 6 months old. So maybe like we did use it for a few months, but then we had registered for this other chair that we attached to our table.
Oh, that's the kind we use.
Yeah,
It can like, and we've traveled with it.
right. We would take it to restaurants with us.
Oh, you would take it to restaurants?
Yeah.
Damn, that's bold.
Yeah.
I just put her in the high chair at the restaurant.
Oh,
She loves it.
I don't
She's
know
like-
why. It just,
But she is like eye level on the table. So we have like,
that's why I think we felt like, man, this like, I don't know.
yeah, no, that's,
So we solely used this chair that you attached to the table, and we gave our high chair my husband's parents to use when she's over there.
There you go. So I guess that's another thing. Like maybe there's not something you're using, or you have extra of something after you've had your baby shower. Return the things that make sense.
Right.
Okay. But I will say I got extra books, like duplicates of certain things.
Yeah.
And you know what? I held on to those and I've gifted them to other people, which is sort of nice. Like
Right.
you like sometimes if you know that you're gonna have friends that are also having kids or something, you can be like, oh, you know what? This would be a really nice gift to
Right.
give someone else. So you can also pay it forward.
Right.
You know?
Right.
There's ways to like not just be like, just like got zero use. Like
Right.
there's ways.
There's definitely things
or like to give it to like someone who's gonna be watching your child a lot.
Yes, like
You know?
grandparents,
Mhm.
or I even gave the woman who watches, like, does the daycare. I gave her a few things of my daughter's
Perfect.
that I was like, hey, we're not using this anymore.
Other kids will benefit from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and a playpen is the other thing. I'm like, I wish I had
Oh,
registered for that.
I know. See, there's
So
just
handy.
like there's containers that you
Right.
don't register. No one registers for those.
Because you don't think about it, and then they get to like 9 months old, and you're like, I really have to do dishes. But if they crawl out of here, they might go hurt themselves. I've
Right.
them in something.
And you can't. You're just like, I have to do this functional task.
Right.
And like, but I can't make sure my child's
Right.
safe the whole time. Yeah, my parents got us like a playpen.
Oh, it's so nice.
So perfect. So
Yeah.
she has like a space to like,
It's just
be
safe.
in and
It's
be
a,
safe.
it's a safe space.
and we also have a skip hop like activity center.
Oh, yeah.
Which we ended up getting.
big fan.
And we use that every morning. It actually lives in our bedroom,
Oh yeah.
in like the space in our bedroom. And when we're getting dressed for work, that's when she's in it.
Yeah.
And she's not in it like for hours a day. So she's
Right.
like, this is novel and great.
Right.
Like, I love
This
it.
is my favorite thing ever.
Yeah. So she loves it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like good to cover, but like, I don't want to beat a dead horse.
No.
You know?
I mean, might put like fun things on our Instagram to talk about it.
yes.
Maybe some we'll put some fun products that we really liked, like links and
Yeah,
stuff.
let's do it. Yeah.
Because
do it.
like now that we're talking about it, I'm like, man, there's a lot of things that I loved. And I'm like really
There
glad
was, but I'm like, I don't
registered
want to like
for-
go on and on, you know?
I know,
Like,
yeah.
So, but yeah, let's put a list together
Yeah.
of our favorite stuff.
Yeah.
I'll like create something for
Okay.
that. And then, I don't know, let us know what you registered for.
Right.
If you have questions about your registry, or if there's stuff you didn't use.
Yeah, I'm like, I like that.
I just want to hear.
Because there are definitely
Really
things
cool.
like my friends were like, do not get X, Y, and Z. Like, you will not use it. I'm like,
I know, and I'm like literally drawing a blank right now.
I know
on what
it was a while ago.
those
so I
are.
can't-
I should have remembered
I
before
know.
we talked about this, but I don't remember.
yeah,
I'll remember while I'm driving home.
I know. Be like, oh, all those things.
I always remember on the way home. So, anyways, thank you for listening.
Yeah, I mean, again, like Molly said, reach out if you have any. If you are like, what should I put in my registries? We got you. We'll help you out.
If you have criticism for us, let us know. And
Yeah.
also,
Please don't let us know.
oh, I want to know.
You can email us those criticisms at surprisemommapod@gmail.com.
You
Or
can find us on Instagram at Surprise Mama. We're on TikTok. I think it's the same handle.
yeah, same thing.
YouTube and Spotify. Oh, and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You can listen and watch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all over the
We're all over the place. Well, thank you. Thank you for listening to us. Okay, bye.
Bye.